Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. To begin, I want to start by saying thank you for all the support, for all the prayers, all the love. I really appreciate it. When I posted the video, I honestly was at my lowest point. I was devastated and I really needed the prayers. So I am happy that I posted this video, and I am so grateful for you guys for you know, being there for me. Okay, so but if there's one thing that I learned, going through what I'm going through right now, is that even when you think you don't have people out there that care or love you, there's always somebody. There's always someone that is actually there for you. You just sometimes can't see. You just can't notice because you're too focused, you're too wrapped up, you know, you know, about your own mess and your own problem. So it's so hard for you to realize who actually really care for you. So the reason why I said that is because um the day I actually got treated, my doctor had told me to go home, and and she had told me that if I see that I'm bleeding a lot, go to the emergency and all that stuff. And when I got home, I didn't feel pain. I didn't really feel pain. I was okay, but I was very, very emotional for a little while. And then after like a while after, I started feeling pain, tingling, and all that stuff, and I was bleeding, but the pain was very, very, very strong. So, but my emotions was the worst. I was like so emotional. I was going through so much. So, I actually, I don't know, something about me. I was so depressed at the same time. So I started calling a lot of people. I started calling my family. I started calling people that I haven't spoke with like in a long, long, long time. And I've even messaged my ex-husband's sister, like, to, I don't know, for some reason I feel like I was a little bit sarcastic, texting her, messaging her, but at the same time I needed her to know certain things because she's the worst person that I've ever met my entire life. Hypocrite as I can't even, she's so hypocrite. She's I kind of feel like she's the type of person that because her marriage don't go well and she sees somebody happy and she has the ability to help, and but she's not going to help you, but she's gonna use your situation to actually destroy you, and she's going to give you the worst advice in the world, but she's gonna turn around and be the good guy, so to speak. But anyways, so I sent her a message and stuff like that. But this isn't about her, but I just wanted to know, to just say that, because to me it's like, wow. But one of the person that I actually did message was my ex. He was basically someone that I was actually messing around with, but he was cool and all. But I guess that we just had some, good connection, and things got a little out of control on his hands. So my name tatted and a bunch of stuff that actually got me, you know, questioning what the hell is going on, because I felt like we had an understanding about our situation. So when I see all of that, I just got panicked, you know. And then once I find out that my ex-husband was still in love with me, so I just left him and went to my ex-husband. Long story. So, but as I was going through everything right before I actually go to the ER, I felt like, I don't know, for some reason I thought I was going to die because I was scared at the same time. So I have a couple of stuff that, you know, that he has access to that you know, then I left a message and I said, you know, I apologized and I told him, look, I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to make it up to you, but I just wanted to apologize for how I left you because you didn't deserve it. And I said, whatever I left at your place or at, you know, or at my place, you can actually take, you know, take the house. And I told him, you know, the deed is on your name, everything. And I told him he could keep the car, you know, just my way of saying sorry, and, you know, stuff like that. So I messaged him because obviously my mind was just like going crazy. And I felt like if anybody deserve a sorry, it's him, right? Because he really didn't do me wrong. It's just that I was in planning on being in a relationship with him. So the minute that I found out that my ex was still in love with me, I just, at least I thought it was. So I just left him. I just told him I couldn't talk to him anymore. And I didn't even give him a chance to actually, you know, express his feeling or telling me anything or even talk about it. I was just like, that's my decision. It's over with. So, you know, I felt like that was kind of rude since I was going through all of these emotions and stuff. So I just messaged him and stuff. So what surprised me is that, and that actually got me thinking a lot about my life, and a lot of stuff went down, and I'm like, I think I need to reevaluate my life and about a lot of things. One of the things is that he actually got the message, and, you know, in the hospital and stuff like that, you don't really have good signal. So, and plus I was going through so much. I was basically like weak, and I was not in coma, but I was sleeping the whole time because I had lost a lot of blood and all that stuff. So, and a little later, I received a call, and he was like, I don't know where you live in New York. I really don't know. But I know that you always mention JFK. I'm at the airport. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I just came because I got your message. I will have something to tell you, and I didn't want to say it on the phone because I wanted to look at you in your eyes while I say it to you. So I told him, look, I'm in a worse situation right now. I'm actually at the hospital. There's no way and stuff like that. I don't know when they're going to discharge me. So you being here is not the best thing because I can't even, you know, my son is not even going to get involved with you. So why would you do that? So, and then he just tell me where you are, and I just have a duffel bag. I got nothing with me. I could just come see you. So I gave him the address. He stayed with me and all that stuff. And then when I got discharged, he couldn't come to my house. So we actually got an Airbnb, and we stayed together for like a whole week. He actually left yesterday, finally come home today. So meanwhile, all of this happening, guys, he coming in, making sure that I'm okay. And he was like, I just want you to know I don't want anything from you. All I want is you. I don't care about a house. I don't care about anything else. I just want to be with you and stuff like that. And but the man who actually got me pregnant, the man that I actually left him for, don't even know what the fuck. The man that I actually thought that loved me, the man that would say that he loves me, the man that was like, oh, I love you, I want a baby, all of that good talking, he was not there. He was not there. Everything that I went through, it's not like he doesn't know, he doesn't care. Because obviously when I found out that I had an ectopic pregnancy, I told him I had an ectopic pregnancy. He never once asked what's going to happen, what they're going to do, what's going on, none of that. So ever since I said that to him, that was the last I've heard of him. He never called, he never texted, he just never cared. So I kept it the same way. I said, all right, if you don't care, look, I've been taking care of myself since I was God knows when. So I said, I'm going to take care of it. So I never called back. I never even bothered. I left him alone. So, and another thing that despite all of this, a man that I actually think that, oh, I don't want to be with him because he has, you know, a little addiction problem, or I felt like he was moving too fast because he just got my name tatted and a bunch of stuff. And I just got scared. And I just left him. And that's the man that was there with me at the hospital. That's the man that actually took care of me for a whole week. Showed up and took care of me for a whole week while I just went through all of this by being pregnant by another man. A man that I actually left him for. So, and I just remember something. My ex-husband and we got divorced because of some insecurity problem. To make it short, it's about someone that I used to date. Got my emailed me. I never replied back. Back then, I got a new number. As you guys know, I'm not from here. I'm from New York, but I was not born and raised here. So a lot of people, it could be a family member, it could be anybody. If you lose their contact, the way to find you is either to find, now there's Instagram, it's either to find you on Instagram, but back then it was Facebook and it was Skype. So when me and my husband, when we got married and we moved in together and everything, so when I have my new number, I went on Skype and I updated my information. So that old guy, when he emailed me, I never emailed back, but he got my number on Skype and then he called me. We talked. Now, this isn't a guy who actually did anything to me, hurt me, or none of that. So when the guy called me, honestly, I spoke with him. And it wasn't like we spoke like, oh, I miss you. It was just like, hey, how you doing? I let him know that I'm married, and I let him know everything. So every now and then he would call me, we would talk. Honestly, to be honest, guys, if it was now that, like, because now I'm older and I understand things a little bit better, I would have probably told my husband that, you know what, so and so called me. He found my number on Skype and he's been calling me and I've been talking to him. Yes, he would have probably been mad, but at least he would have been like, oh, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to talk to him. We would have a chance to discuss it rather than the way it just went crazy because I never told him that the guy called, because it was like I was so afraid of him to get so upset and get jealous and just because get very, you know, emotional about it and abusive about it. So I never really told him about it. So I just kept it a secret, basically. So when my husband found out about it, things got escalated to from 0 to 1,000. When I tell you, baby, things got crazy. So that was the reason for our divorce, because this man called my phone. He asked me, and I told him yes, he called, but it's never that. I live in New York. This man lives all the way to Colorado. So we can't see each other. It's just a phone call. It's never a video call, just a phone call. So my husband got very upset about this. This got crazy. He actually kicked me, my son, out of the house like around like midnight once. Police had to just like found us on the street and be like, what you doing on the street with my son, with your son at this time? They had to escort us back to the house, talk to him. Police actually saw bruises in my arms, all of that stuff then. But it was just like sweet talking. No, it was just, I covered all of that up because I just wanted to be inside. I wanted to be with my husband. But again, when my husband gets upset about something, he doesn't just talk about it and then forget about it. He's going to be upset about it for a long time. So even all of that happened, he was still mad about this. So to a point where he would go out, get drunk, and come home and treat me like shit. So one day he came home. I do not sleep with clothes on. I always, and he knows it because obviously he's my husband. So he went out with his friends. He came back the next day and I was sleeping. I was sleeping on the sofa watching TV. I fell asleep, and then he came home and his friends was sitting right there in the living room, and he just came. He told him to sit. He turned on the light. He just pulled out the cover off of me and he'd be like, get up, this is my effing house, and went inside the shower, took a shower. So while he was in the shower, his friends was actually disrespecting me, calling me a whore, calling me all the names that they could call me. So I try to shut out his name, even go to the shower and tell him that your friends, they're calling me names, that I don't feel safe, I don't feel comfortable with them here, that to tell him to go outside and wait for him. And he said this is his effing house. So I said, all right. So I called the police and let the police know that there are two people. My husband is in the house with two of his friends, and I told him I'm not comfortable with them being there because they're calling me name and stuff like that, but he's not doing anything about it. So, guys, I've never called the police before. I'm not. I don't know anything about the system. This was my first time calling the police, so I don't know what the hell was going to happen. But I know that when you don't feel safe, you can call 911. So when the police came in, my husband was just getting out of the shower. He was getting, unfortunately for my ass, when the police came in, they didn't try to arrest the two guys that I actually called for. They arrested my husband. So I was so confused about the situation because I was like, what the hell? I said, I called for them too. So what I was told was, he was your husband who brought them at the house. So they asked me, did they put his hands on me? Their hands on me? I said no. And then the guy said something about my husband had a previous record of him putting his hands on me, so they arrested him. So what happens is that police officer that came the night before, when he came in, the bruise that was in my arm and the little bruise he found in my body, because yes, my husband had fought me and stuff like that. So, but I actually discussed it that day, and then I thought everything was okay. But everything that he put on that police report got in the system. So when I called that day, they arrested him because they actually, that statement that I made prior, they used it that day, saying that my husband had choked me, he put his hands on me. I mean, that day when I called the police, none of that happened. He came home, he stripped me naked, he removed the cover, went to the shower, and left his friends. His friends was the reason why I called the police. But when he kicked me out a couple nights prior to that, we had a fight, his hands was on my neck, all of that stuff too. So I had bruise. So they put all of that in a previous police report. So when I called again, they take that and use it against me. So me, I didn't even know none of that. So when they arrested him, they said they taking him to the precinct and that he gonna have to see the judge. Then the judge will decide. So I that same day, I went to the precinct where they got him. I was like, no, I didn't want my husband to get arrested. I was just calling because I did not feel safe around with his two friends calling me name and stuff like that. So the guy said, unfortunately, ma'am, since he got arrested, and then the first day that the police took you to the house, you got bruised and stuff like that, so we can't just let him out. He got to see the judge. So they told me that he's going to see the judge and they're gonna let him out. I said, all right. So I thought my husband was going to get out as soon as he sees the judge, and then that would have been it. Nope. So he got out, yes, but he still had to go to court. Mind you, where my husband worked at the time, he had to pass just drug tests, and there's a lot of stuff that he can't do, you know what I mean? So that actually put his job in jeopardy and a bunch of stuff. Me, I don't know any of that stuff because, listen, I've never dealt with the law before. I was new to this. Like, I really had no idea what the hell was happening. It just, like, things just went from 0 to 1,000,000, like, out of control. So all of a sudden, I'm receiving phone call from a place that called Her Justice. I'm receiving a place from like a lot of attorneys, and I never set up any of these things. All of a sudden, all of that was happening. So I was so lost. So they put me with an attorney, and that's when I found out that since they found bruise on my body before, since all of that was reported, now I am now a domestic violence victim. So I was like, what? Again, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, because I honestly have no idea. So I'm like, how is that? What does that mean? And that's when they explained it to me what's going on. Now they put me with a therapist and then a lawyer plus her justice. Man, a lot. So because of that, my ex-husband ended up spending money, on attorneys to trying to keep his job and trying to do all of that. So, boom, that's that. Case finally get finalized. They just put an order of protection against him and all of that stuff. And then we got divorced. It was just like a whole thing. Guys, if you guys want to know more about the whole story, so I could actually take my time to explain everything in detail, leave a comment down below and let me know. So now he ended up spending all of that money and stuff like that so that he could keep his job. When me and my ex-husband now, we getting back together and we're talking about possibility, and I'm like, even though I feel like he was abusive, everything that happened, I'm not happy about it. But at the same time, I kind of feel like if I had told him that my ex called me that day, he probably would have taken it differently. He would have probably reacted way differently rather than him finding out himself. So because he had to find out himself, I blame myself for that. So I kind of feel like, damn, I should have probably told him. He would have probably fought me. He'd still probably hit me and all that stuff, but he would have felt a little bit better. So I blame myself because I didn't tell him and he found out. You see what I mean? So I always blame myself for that. So when we're trying to work on us, I'm trying to, we're trying to get back together, especially me, and I'm trying to make things right. So I said, baby, listen, I'm willing to do anything to actually, show you how sorry I am about what happened and stuff like that. My ex-husband said to me, the only way that he would find it in his heart to move on and forgive me for what happened, only if I give him $5,000, which was the attorney fees that he had to pay when he got arrested and had to deal with all of that. So I'm like, no, like, I don't mind giving my ex-husband money, because I kind of feel like if anybody deserve anything from me, is him. But you're not going to make me feel like I am to blame for all of that. Because, and then I am now thinking, all this time you have hit me. I ended up having a miscarriage because you hit me. I ended up in an emergency room. Ended up paying all of these medical bills when I lost that baby for you. I never asked you to give me back this money. I never asked you to pay me for my physical trauma. I never asked you to do none of that. So when you make a mistake I forgive you automatically, because love is forgiveness. Matter of fact, I feel like I forgive my husband for any mistake that he will make today, tomorrow, or in the future, because it hurts so much to even hold any, grudge against him. I can't even be mad or that upset for so long, because I love him too much. It hurts so badly. So when he said that to me, and then I'm like, do you really think that you perfect? Do you really think that everything that happened, I am all to blame? What about all these years you've been putting your hands on me? Huh? What about all these years? I lost my baby because of you. Now again, here I am with another ectopic pregnancy. I just went through it by myself. By myself. I never asked you for no hospital bills. I never asked you for medications. I never asked you for nothing. So what if I were to just sit here and say, okay, you're going to pay me for everything that you put me through? I don't think you will have enough money to pay me. So when he said that to me, that's what gets, I started thinking about that. I'm like, no, you're not going to ask me to pay back your attorney fee because of you putting your hands on me. That's me telling you it was okay to do that. Now, I expected him to be like, okay, you're going to have to earn my trust again, because I was willing to spend my entire life showing him that I could be better, that I am better. It was just a mistake. And I wanted him to know that I did not call the police to get you arrested. I was just trying to get your friend out of my house, our house. And the funny thing is, he had two friends. One of them, his name was Ricardo, a light-skinned one. That one actually hit on me right next to him. He didn't even see that. And went on my Facebook and hit on me again on my Facebook. Then he had that other, I forgot his name. It was that dread. It was a black guy. He had like a long dread guy. Damn, what's the name of this guy again? This guy hit on me too. So now you bringing your two friends and then you basically strip me naked in front of them. So I thought I had the right to call the police, and because you in the shower and I'm shouting out and I'm calling you and letting you know that they disrespected me, and you saying like this is your house, like you don't give a F. You think I'm not gonna do whatever it takes to protect myself? I had no intention of getting him arrested, but obviously I'm a light-skinned person. You touch me, I'm gonna get bruised. And then if the police arrive, there's nothing I can do about it. Because my body, even though I try to lie, my body will let them know that you did something else. So I'm like, no. I will be with you. I will treat you right. I will show you how sorry I am. Matter of fact, everything I have is yours. Everything I have is yours. I'd rather him just go in my account and transfer some money to his account because he feels entitled. I'd rather him just say, baby, what's your bank account? I need the password. I'd be like, okay. And then he'd be like, I'm going to transfer this. I'd be like, all right. I'd rather you just do that. But don't come in here and ask me to just, oh, you gotta pay for that. Because at the end of the day, as long as I'm with you, my money's yours. So I don't care what you're gonna do with it. But there's one thing I'm not going to let you tell me, that I gotta refund that money that you paid for the attorneys. You paid to the attorney while all of this was happening. Like, I am all to blame. So I didn't do that. So because of that, my husband says he could never forgive me because I would have to give him that money. So I'm like, how is that you can't forgive me, but you love me? You hate to see me with another man. It hurts you when you see me with another man. That you want to have my baby. You want this, you want this. How could you say that, but you can't forgive me? You can't. Like, and then, I mean, I get it. I should have told him. But isn't it this divorce, whatever went down, it's not all on me. Because even though I did not tell you, it is your job as a man to control yourself, not to put your hands on me. The day before our wedding, I don't remember what really happened, but something happened when I felt like my sons was in jeopardy by following him, because we got upset about something and then he just walked out and my son followed him, where my son could have gotten hit by a car. Anything could have happened to my son. Something like that just got me real upset. And he went back home with me in a country where he doesn't even know him. He took the street by himself too. So when he did that, I kind of got scared. And if I'm not mistaken, if that's really what happened, and then I try to tell him that my son could have died. He could have got hit by a car. And he gave me a very smart answer. He was being fresh. So I remember, I don't know. It was like I don't know if it was a mother instincts or impulse, whatever you want to call it. I just slapped him. And I remember that day that I slapped him. My ex never forget that slap. He always talk about how I disrespected him, how I slapped him. How could you love someone and you just can't just forgive? Whereas you the one that beat on me. You made me bleed many times. Pregnant on that. End up with miscarriage because of you. You beat me up so many times. This man beat me up because we were having a conversation about women. And then I don't really remember the full story, but something about if I like women. And then I said, I'm not sure, but maybe. And I asked him, if I ever be with a woman, would you feel like that's cheating? And then he got so mad because of that shit. And I got a beating because of that. I got a beating because of that. So now, I need y'all to tell me down below, because I'm out here trying to see which one of these two men would you consider a real man? My ex-husband or my ex-boyfriend? Which one? Which one is a gentleman? Which one is the loser? Because I want to know. So, just to recap, I called my ex-boyfriend to apologize because of what I did, leaving him to go to my ex-husband, and told him the car that is in the garage, he can take it if he wants it. That I am not going back, that he can even keep the house for all I care. but I just want him to forgive me because what I did to him was wrong. I was sentimental. That was my message. Now, if I had a clear head, would I say the same thing? I'm not sure, but that's what I said then. He came, took a flight, came to the hospital while I was going through everything with my ex-husband baby to tell me, no, I don't need your money. I need you. I don't want your money. I want you. I do not love your money, but I love you. I want to be with you. No matter what happened, let's put it behind us. I want a life with you. I want to have a baby. I want to marry you. So that's what the man told me face to face. He actually took a flight, come to the yard to tell me that. Whereas my ex-husband, who said he loves me, that he wants my baby, that he hates seeing me with other men, that I shouldn't be happy with other men, that I should only be happy with him. But when I tell him I need to know what exactly I need to do to actually show him how sorry I am, he said I would have to give him $5,000 that he paid for the attorneys for everything that I just explained to y'all back. That's the only way he would consider forgiving me. How does that work? Could you actually love someone like this and you can't forgive them? Tell me, guys. I really want to know. I know my story is probably a little confusing to you guys because it's a long story and I'm just trying to put it like into like 50 minutes, 40 minutes. But leave a comment down below if you want me to tell you more about my story. I promise you I will say more. So if you guys like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Today was I would say my best day since like 7 days now. I don't know. When I got home, I felt good, you know, and I feel a little bit better. I'm not that emotionally destroyed. I feel like I'm going to make it. So I'm positive. I don't know how I'm going to wake up tomorrow, but I feel okay today. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the love. And don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next time. I love you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.